Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing, and this is the process video for Smash Our Stash. At this point, I'm not 100% sure there will be a process video, but if there is, I think we need an intro. I'm going to work on what's on the counter as my theme for Smash Our Stash. And what you're going to find is tons of die cuts, started things, and Happy Mail. And I set it aside with the best of intentions, and then things fall out of the white shelf on the left, and I'm having trouble with the printer's tray that's straight ahead, the dark one. It's not the tray's fault, it's a little rickety. The wall is really bowed, and I should have thought of that when I mounted it. So I have this giant pile, and then stamps fall into it when I shut the door. In addition, I have Happy Mail on the floor, I have Happy Mail on the dryer, and I just think it's time to deal with it. In November, I did what's on the counter, and some of the same stuff was in here in this bin. I add to this bin. I think the only time I ever use it is for these videos. So I think if we got this bin cleaned out, we'd really be doing great. It has tons and tons of UFOs in it. UFOs are unfinished objects, and if you are a crafter watching this video, you know you have them. I think what I'll do is just work on this counter and show you bits of it. Some of the stuff just needs to be put away. Like, I could use some of these large patterns, but we're not going to use the entirety of all of that. And that iris case that's up on its end back there is tissue paper. That black and white thing is a bag that needs to go in a journal. I'm also working on the butterfly journal. So as I go through this counter, I will put stuff into them that should be sorted into their boxes. And I think my rule for this project is if you're not going to use it soon, if you don't have a plan for it, or it's not like a stamp that just needs to go back, then it needs to be donated. You've got to get this under control. That's my sheet music book from when I was little. It fell out of there. It'll go back in there. The pattern paper we're going to keep, the tissue paper, but it has to, if I can't find a home for it, it has to get donated. So this counter, what I'm saying is this counter has to look pretty good, which is a bold statement. Let's take a look in this big bin too. I don't know what's in it. This bin will be a doozy to clean out. Okay, it is things that have been layered on it since I don't know when. And then the bottom, oh my gosh, I might go to Scrap PDX today, so this is dangerous. This is my last trip to Scrap PDX. I haven't even gone through it and put it away. So postage stamps, maps, fun, postcards, paper. Clearly, I like to shop, but I'm not very good at putting things away. So let's work on it. I think this one was mine from when I was little too. My mom's been cleaning out her house. So that is the project for Smash Our Stash. And I'm not going to film all the way along, partly because it's, I don't know, before 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. So imagine what I look like. But I will take pictures and share them with you. Okay, at this point, I'm a little overwhelmed. Honestly, the piles, the fact that I have no space to work, I feel like it's progress. That counter over there looks really good. I sort of did the same concept over there and it worked much better. I grouped like items. I put all the, oh, this needs to be used up items right there, or like the stamp set that I want to use. So I'm going to pull those over. Might as well add them to this mess. And then we have that counter cleaned, which was a surprise. But it was also a wandering thing. I didn't have a timer set and I didn't make myself stick to the one counter. So keep that in mind when you try a project like this. Now I'm going to take the piles that don't belong here and move them away and to work on the ones that do. This pile with the black and white bag, this is all journal supplies. So I'm going to pull that pile and put it on the butterfly journal table behind me. This is stuff I bought that I maybe shouldn't have bought. It's storage. I just don't know what I'm going to use it for yet. So we're going to move that off to the side because maybe in this whole project will come up die cut storage or a travel project for me. So I don't want to put those away. I'll never use them if I do. Maybe I should donate them. I think I got them at a creative reuse store. Those are scrap card bases that are started. Those are cards that are very close. Those are not close. those are ones I made a long time ago and probably wouldn't give out now. I wrote my website on the back. I don't necessarily love them, but somebody might love to have them. And then this is a journal cover pile. So I think I'll put that on the other counter. And I don't want to put the butterfly one away because I might make another journal cover with that very soon. So I'm going to leave it out. So I'll clear a spot and then I'm going to work on that pile of scrap. And then the ones under there that are like nearly done and see if we can thin some stuff down. I was making cards this morning before breakfast and I took a bunch of those away. That's why I have still photos of those. Then you can see, I don't know, does it look better? I'm digging into things. I'm using die cuts. I have finished all those cards. So that's 2, 4, 6 cards done and ready to go. And things are fairly sorted. Like I've got my low pile of cardstock there and I have all of these right here that I still need to do. So let's see if I can turn those into cards. And look, that bin is really thinning out. I haven't looked through the rest of it to see what else is in there. I've definitely cut down on the UFOs. I'm not sure if I explained it, but I started this whole project Sunday morning. I went out for breakfast and then I came back and I started working, and I have slipped into, oops, maybe it's bad, putting some of the UFO card bases back in there, but there's nothing mixed in with them. They're just potential cards, which, you know, a lot of this stuff I've been sorting. And then I have made probably 4 peacock cards. So I just wanted to show you, I'm tired of making peacock cards. So I'm using this to die cut out of because I want more butterfly embellishments and I'm using it up. The point is, anything I had set aside for using, I'm using. If I can't use it or find a place for it that's logical, like a few things I put into a tub that I have for beach journals, and they were very beachy and I'm not working with them today. But other than that, if I knew that I wanted to die cut it, I'm getting it done. We are making good progress. In the grand scheme of things, does it look better? No, it does not. I think I'll probably go on a WALK and I'm going to just keep working on this. I'm probably going to work on this some more Sunday evening and just keep going and see what I can do. But you'll notice I haven't spent a lot of time rearranging or sorting. I got the big items out of the way and then I got it down to this layer of mess and then I just started creating. I could have spent hours sorting die cuts and doing all that, but that's not the point here, right? I just took the big things that I knew were UFOs and went for it. And I think at some point you just have to give yourself some time to walk in and say, I'm going to work on UFOs or the mess. I almost always have an idea in my head before I come into my craft room, which means I never deal with this. It really is getting better. I mean, that card right there, the thinking of you on the yellow, is just drying. It's getting there. I think it's getting better, but I keep finding more bins like this one with stuff in them. And so far my cards aren't really, they're not embellished necessarily, but they're finished. That doesn't make any sense. I could mail it to you and you wouldn't know the difference. And I'm putting them in that iris case that says SOS right there when I finish them. But what I'm thinking is I'll take some of these and pull out little flowers and die cuts and maybe use even more stuff on them because they're very plain. They're just assembled, and the first thing that I found on the counter that was a sentiment that worked, I went for it. Still a ways to go. If you are doing a project like this, just keep going. I think you've got to come out the other side better. It just takes a while. It is Wednesday, March 30th, probably pretty late at night. I am getting ready to pack up for vacation. So I filmed Smash Our Stash. To me, this is the deadline. This is it. There isn't any time left. Look at this counter though. Let's look at some of this together and I'll tell you why I'm impressed. You probably aren't impressed, but if you go back to the beginning of the video and you look at how many containers there were and how deep, I mean, it was probably 6-8 inches deep. Here's a funny thing. I just started putting this video together for you to watch the different parts. The only thing I did for this big tub was take a few pieces of paper, what was it, 3 out to make an envelope. I have now filmed Smash Our Stash, but I might take that and watch a little more TV. It depends, it might be too late. And then I haven't cleaned up this pile just because I wanted you to see what was left. I kept working and moving stuff around, and this is what I ended up with after I dumped multiple bins and tubs onto the counter. I didn't want to just put stuff away and not let you see. So here are some stickers. I'm going to put them in an embellishment container over here. There's a butterfly. I'm going to put it on the butterfly table. So I will tidy this up a little bit more. Here's a clip that shouldn't even be in here. This is a birthday sentiment that should go in my book. So now that I've called it done, I will do more tidying and thinning. Here's a page of those glue them on and stitch them on kind of clusters that I make. I just stopped. It was just purely out of time, but wow, I'm really impressed. In this corner right here, what we have is, this is the original tub. I emptied out a whole bunch. These 2 containers I didn't touch. This one looked promising. It had butterflies. I just never got that far. But I had emptied out a ton of containers. And so what I did here was, this would be the base, except for the smiling girl, of an embellishment cluster. Here's some printed paper. My other printed paper box was just too full. This is flowers and then really cute flower die cut set from Mary. I just didn't get around to using those. There's another one in here somewhere that she colored. This one. It just, you know, I had to have the right card. It had to be cute. I didn't want to just glue it on. And then these, look at these. I have 2 scrap card bases left. That's it. Out of all those. 1 happy birthday, and I think that's it, of those big birthday wishes. And then these cuties that I didn't use yet. It gives you an idea of what I went through and what I did. This bin, I didn't work at all. But a whole bunch of them I really did and narrowed it down. What I haven't done, and keep in mind, I'm leaving tomorrow, I have not picked a project for travel. I thought in all of that somewhere I would find something. I usually put together a kit. I have lots of videos on this. So I'll come up with something tonight, and maybe before I get on the plane, that tub will be gone. I hope that this gave you inspiration to work on a problem area that you have been ignoring. Maybe in your craft room, maybe it's your kitchen counter, maybe it's your dining room table. So go for it. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you got something out of this video. Bye-bye.